Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum Fahim. Assalamu alaikum Farhan. Okay, should we just wait another minute or two and see if anyone wants to join? And then we'll start, inshallah.
Yeah, that's no problem for me.
Okay. While we're waiting, just go over your makharij. We've got about 2-3 minutes. Just go over your makharij because I'm just going to ask a few questions and then we'll carry on from today's lesson, inshallah.
Ji.
Okay, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jazakallah for joining. What we'll do before we start today's lesson, I'm just gonna ask some makharij from the last lesson. Is there any questions anyone want to ask regarding last 2 lessons, or everyone's okay?
No, alhamdulillah, it's fine.
Okay. Farhan, I wanted to ask you, what's the makhraj of meme with the shadda and noon with the shadda? Where does the sound come from? Not the normal meme. The normal meme is the dry part of your lips when they join on the dry part of the lips. But this is meme with the shadda, tashdid. What's the sound? Where does the sound originate from?
Is it the nose?
Yes, very good. Which other letter comes from the same? Which other sound comes from the same part?
I didn't.
Sorry?
Sorry, what did I didn't hear. Sorry.
Okay, you said it's from the nose. That's good,
Yeah.
mashallah. There's another letter. The sound comes from the exact same place.
The meme?
Meme and noon, mashallah. Meme and noon. So when meme and noon, they have a shadda, the sound doesn't come from the normal, it comes from the normal place alongside with some sound from the nose, yeah? So
Yeah.
like amma, anna, you can feel there's some noise in your nose. Okay, brother Fahim.
Ji.
Let me just ask you. Okay, there are 6 places I said when we read Quran. There are 6 places we have to make sure we don't stretch. Majority of the Quran is we don't make it long. We just read it level. We only make long where we have to stretch. Yeah. So there are 6 places I done last week where we read Quran without stretching. What are the? Just name few places.
So I was gonna say the fathas, the kasras, and the dhammas, and the fathatains, kasratains, dhammatains.
MashaAllah, mashallah, very good. So those 6 places we don't make long at all. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do the stretching part inshallah today, and then I'll show you the difference. I'll read some part of the Quran and I'll tell you to go. I might tell you to read some part of the Quran, inshallah. Okay, let's start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Okay. We would start with there's no questions regarding last lesson, so there's no recap needed, inshallah. I'll do a quick recap on all 3 lessons. Next lesson is our last lesson for this module. Then module 2 is going to start. So next lesson, inshallah, I'll do a quick recap on all 3 lessons, and then we'll do something extra next lesson. So I can remember I told you every lesson we'll do a virtue of reciting Quran, or the person who's got engagement with the Quran, so it keeps us motivated. Today's virtue is this one. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Abu Umama al-Bahili, he's a Sahabi of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He narrates, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, read the Quran, for it will come as an intercessor for its reader on the day of Qiyamah. So when you read Quran, on the day of judgment, Quran will come and Quran will say that this person used to look after me, this person used to read me and act upon me. I wouldn't let this person go until I take him to Jannah. Okay, but the thing is, it comes with a condition that you have to read it the way it was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with Tajweed. Otherwise, you fall on the other side, the cursing side, if you don't read it properly. And the second thing is, we have to act upon the Quran. We can't just read Quran, read Yasin in the morning, read Surah Waqiah in the evening, read Salah with Quran. But when it comes to our personal life, we don't do anything by the Quran. Then it wouldn't intercede us. We have to read and we have to act upon it as well. So inshallah, Allah give all of us ability to read Quran more and more and make it the way of our life, inshallah. Okay. After this, we'll go to makhraj. So this was our third virtue of Quran. Then we'll go to makhraj again. We've done the lips makhraj. I'm not going to do a recap today because I've done a recap last week. We'll do that next week, inshallah. We've done the throat makhraj. If I draw a throat here, this is my tongue. Okay, Hamza ha comes from the bottom part of the throat near the lungs. Okay, Hamza ha. Ain ha comes from the middle. Ghain kha. Did everyone sit at home and try to do this and see where the exact sound is coming from?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, Jazakallah. Because that's, practice makes it perfect. If I just teach, but in your own time, like when you're reading Quran, you don't have to, you can just pick one letter a day or 2 letters a day. Today, I'm just going to work on my dal or sin. And every time sin comes, you put full concentration and see exactly if sin is coming from where it's meant to come from. And it's not tha, it's becoming a sin. 1 day, 2 days practice would just make you, you'll just master the letter. Okay, inshallah. And then what we done the throat letters. After the throat letters, we done the emptiness of the mouth. Emptiness of the mouth is only when we are stretching these 3 letters. So alif, waw, and ya, when we are stretching these 3 letters, the sound comes from the emptiness of the mouth. So like la, qala. So when you stretch that sound, it just comes from the emptiness of your mouth. Okay, it doesn't come from any particular part. It's just your mouth. And then you got these 2. Brother Farhan said the noon and mim, when they have a shadda, the sound comes from the nose. So today we're going to do qaf, kaf. We're going to do dad, jim, shin, ya, ra, noon, and lam. I'll try to do as much as I can. It might be a lot today, but I just want to finish as many makhraj as I can before the next lesson. Okay, so the next lesson or today's lesson, we can do some ijra, some practical. We'll open the Quran, and what we'll do, I will open the Quran and I will say, okay, from Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, can you start from wa? Can you start from the letter waw and tell me all the makhraj? So what's the makhraj of waw when both lips meet but with a space in between? What's the makhraj of hamza? Because when alif starts making a sound, this, can you see this alif? Id. When alif starts making a sound, it doesn't stay alif anymore. It becomes a hamza. Okay. So this is a hamza. Oh, let me just zoom in. We'll cover this in another lesson, but because I'm here now, this is a hamza because it starts making a sound. Okay, and it makes the exact same sound of a hamza with a kasra. Hamza kasra e, alif kasra e. So this is an alif. This is an alif. When it's empty, we call it an alif. As soon as the alif, because in here the alif is not making any sound. You're just stretching it. The sound comes from the air. Jawf, we done it. Alif waw ya. But as soon as the alif starts making sound, if this alif has a fatha, kasra, damma, it doesn't stay alif anymore. It becomes a hamza. So what's the makhraj of hamza? Okay, the bottom part of your throat, next to your lungs. Dhal, we haven't done it. Qaf, we'll do it today. Alif, emptiness of the mouth. Lam, we haven't done it. Mim, both lips join on the dry part. Wow, both lips they join with a space in between. Sin, we haven't done it. Ya, stretching ya is emptiness of the mouth. That's how you practice and you make it more strong. You make it more solid. Okay, we'll do it like that. Normally we do this. It's called ijra. Normally we do that when people have learned a lot of rules. So we do it like this. So وَإِذْ قَالَ قاف after fatah imtihal, if you make it long, yeah. Let me just show you. This is called ijra. It makes your tajweed rules very good because you're doing practically. qa after fatah imtihal, mu after the waw sakin, long fatha, qawmihi long kasra, ya qawmi lima tu'dunani wa qad ta'lamuna anni, you're going to do gunna because there's a shadda there. Rasul long. Allah is full mouth because there's a dhamma before it. So we normally do it like that, but we can do that for tajweed. It's okay. Okay. Qaf, kaf. Qaf and kaf, they. Okay. I'm just going to ask you, who knows where qaf and kaf comes from? Just say the letter qaf, and can you just explain? Farhan, can you just explain, where do you think qaf, this one, the big one?
Qaf.
Don't look at the answer. Don't look at the answer. Just see if you know where it's coming from.
Yeah, so when I say qaf, it seems like it comes from the bottom of how do I explain? You know, not the top bit of the tongue, the bottom plate of the tongue.
Yeah, so the far part of your tongue.
Yeah, right at the end. Qaf.
Yeah. Mashallah. Okay. Go on then. What does it touch your teeth? Does it touch your palate? Does it touch nothing?
It's like it touches my back.
Yes,
I think my back teeth.
Okay, mashallah, that's good. Very close. I would say 99% done. Brother Fahim, kaf, the small one. Just say the letter kaf or ak, maliki yawmiddin, and see where do you think it's coming from?
Kaf, it's almost like so my tongue, the top part of my tongue touches like the kind of front, not the front teeth, but the kind of middle to front teeth at the top.
Okay.
So I said
Kaf. Okay.
Kaf.
So
but it's almost like the tongue's touching like the inner parts.
Okay. So let's see where it actually comes from. Okay. Qaf. Now qaf. Let's choose red. Qaf. This one. When the back part of your tongue, so the back part of your tongue is more towards your lungs, not the front. This is tip. This is the tip part of your tongue. The back part of your tongue is more towards the end, next to your molars and all that. When the back part of your tongue touches the soft palate. So imagine this is your tongue. Okay, this is your tongue. This is the tip of your tongue. This is the tip of your tongue. This is the back part of your tongue. Then your tongue finishes. So this part of your tongue, it goes up and it touches the palate. So can everyone see my hands?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is your palate. This is your palate. Yeah. This is the soft part of your palate. This is my palm is your soft part of your palate. This is the middle hard part of your palate, and then your palate finishes and your gums start. Yeah. These are your incisors, your front teeth. These teeth. Yeah. So imagine this is the front of your mouth. This is the end part of your mouth. So and this is your tongue. So the back soft part of the tongue, the back part of the tongue has to touch the soft part of your palate. So it just goes up, off. It just goes up. But it has to be as back as you can. Okay? Because if you try to get it a bit forward, it becomes kaf. So look at this. Kaf, the green part, this is your tongue. The red picture I drew is your tongue. The green part is the back part of your tongue. You have to touch the soft palate. As soon as you go a bit forward and you come to the yellow part, it'll become another letter. Yellow will become kaf.
Oh wow.
And the green, can you see how close they are?
Yeah.
And green is kaf. And green is kaf. Basically, where your tongue is, the really back part of your tongue just touches the palate on top, the soft palate. Okay, it's kaf. If you bring it a bit forward, the back part of your tongue touches the soft part, but more towards the hard part. That's why if you go to the next, slide, look at the letter kaf. When the back part of your tongue touches the soft palate, next to the hard palate. Okay, it shouldn't say soft palate. It should have just said hard palate. Okay, because if the back part of the tongue touches the soft palate, it's 𝗃. If the back part of the tongue touches the hard palate, it's 𝗃. They should have wrote that, but I'll just cross you off. That's what it is. So now 𝗃 and 𝗃 is clear. I'm just going to draw it again so it becomes clear, inshallah. So this is your tongue. This time is green. The back part, the far end is 𝗃. This is called the back part of your tongue touches the soft palate. As soon as the back part of your tongue touches the hard palate, it becomes 𝗃. And remember, you don't have to fold or roll your tongue. Your tongue stays flat. You just touch. For the back, you touch 𝗃. A bit forward, you touch 𝗃. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, look. This is my back, proper back, and this is not back. It's like middle back here. So 𝗃 comes from here, 𝗃 comes from here. You just touch the top part like this. So if you touch this, 𝗃 comes. If you touch this, 𝗃 comes. Okay. We have to be very careful because a lot of times people, they just switch each letter. They make 𝗃 into 𝗃. If they make it too strong, it goes back and it becomes 𝗃. And if they make 𝗃 too light, it comes a bit forward and becomes 𝗃. And can you remember I showed you the wait, let me just take this off. I showed you how the meaning changes. Let's just go to look, 𝗃 and 𝗃. Just by not doing it properly, is so close by. Both of the makhraj are so close by, so we just have to be careful. Okay. Any questions, or that's clear?
Yeah, it's clear. I was just gonna say, I think,
yeah,
like the most time when people make error, like a lot of, you know, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. It's like towards the end, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Like that.
Yeah.
That's when it's like it's like quite close to 𝗃. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's like small margin.
Kullahu. Yeah. Do you know in the Quran? I should have got a screenshot. In the Quran, you're gonna get a lot where there's a 𝗃 and a 𝗃 like this. There's a 𝗃 and there's a 𝗃 next to it. Okay.
Yep.
So there's a 𝗃 or there's a 𝗃 and the next letter is a 𝗃.
Yep.
There's a lot of times, and we have to be very careful. Okay. Because you have to say 𝗃 or 𝗃 𝗃. If you say 𝗃, done. You messed everything up. If you say 𝗃, done. So you have to say 𝗃 𝗃 or 𝗃 like that. There's another thing. You're gonna get 𝗃 and 𝗃. Sometimes they come together, but remember 𝗃 and 𝗃. As soon as you make, this is a full mouth letter. This is an empty mouth letter. But the makhraj, the sound comes from exactly the same place. Okay. If you make it full mouth, it becomes a 𝗃. If you make it empty mouth, it becomes a 𝗃. So you have to be very careful, because can you remember I said وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ? وَالتِّين means mud. Teen means fig. The sound of the letter, we'll do it today, is exact same place. But what makes them different is one is full mouth and one is empty mouth. What is full mouth and empty mouth? I don't want to go on it now. We'll do inshallah module 2. Full mouth, empty mouth, bouncing letters, we'll do it then. But you get a lot of similar letters coming in Quran together. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. The next one is dad. Okay, dad is one of the hardest letters because it's one of the hardest letters to pronounce, because dad, this sound doesn't come in any other language. That's why sometimes people call Arabic the language of dad. Okay, because that dad, you get D in other languages. Dal, like in English you get D, in Bengali I don't know what you get, but in Arabic, okay, we have another person joined. I might have to. What I'll do, I'll just carry on. End of the lesson, I'll just tell him to stay and I'll just explain. Assalamu alaikum, brother Kibriya.
Wa alaikum salam. Sorry for the delay.
No, it's okay. What I'll do, I've taught the makhraj of 𝗃 and 𝗃. I'm not going to repeat them again because I've been on it for about the last 10 minutes. What I'll do, I'll carry on. End of the lesson, I'll do 1-to-1 with your qaf and kaf. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So we are on the letter dad. This is our third makhraj for today. The letter dad, as I told you, is hard to pronounce it, but once you practice it enough, it's very easy. Okay, because you have to imagine because the letter dad can come from the left side, it can come from the right side, it can come from both sides. So it all depends on which side you want to get it from and which side you find it more comfortable. Okay, and as I said, this sound only exists in Arabic. It doesn't exist in any other language. That's why sometimes people call Arabic, they call Arabic language the language of dad. What's the makhraj of dad? When the back part of your tongue, okay, from either side touches the gums of the last 5 teeth. Okay, now dad, look, so this is your tongue, these are your molars, premolars, whatever you want to call it. So this part will touch those teeth or tooth, yeah, or the molars and premolars on this side. Okay, it'll touch this part, or for some people it'll touch both parts. But remember, your palate doesn't touch the top. Your tongue doesn't touch your palate. It just, this makhraj is all about the side of the tongue. The side of the tongue touching those molars or premolars. Yeah. Now I want everyone to try which side you find it easy. It's like this. This is your tongue, and this is your palate. Those molars, premolars, it just touches like this, or touches like this, or sometimes it touches both. Okay, your tongue just tilts a bit and touches from both sides of the tongue, tilts a bit and touches both sides of your molars. So whatever's easy for you. My one is left. I tried right, but it doesn't work. I tried both, it doesn't work for me. Left side is best. Dad. But side of your tongue touches the molars. That's it. Touches. Dad. Now everyone try and see what's easy for you. And I'm going to listen to everyone saying this letter, because this letter is quite hard. Do you want me to explain it again? Was the screen too scruffy? I can explain it again.
No, alhamdulillah, you explained fine.
Okay, I want everyone to sit down. I'll give everyone 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Just say dad, side part of your tongue, whichever side, right, left, both. Touch your molars. Molars are those tooth at the back. Okay, the last 4 or the last 5 tooth at the back. Dad, and then I'm going to listen to each person's dad, and you tell me which side is easy for you. Okay, brother 𝗃𝗵𝘀𝗀𝗀.
I'm gonna try with both my the parts of the tongue.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Dad.
Say again.
Dad.
Okay. What do you find easy? Both side, left or right?
Both sides feels more comfortable than when I try to do with either side.
It's okay. It's okay. Different people
or
are different.
maybe practice. I could try.
No. Once it's perfect, don't try to. Okay, let me just tell you one thing. Once you become comfortable with both side or one side, don't try to master another side, because that's when you mess up the letter again. Because this letter is very delicate. Okay. So if you like, for me, it's left. I tried both sides, it doesn't work, because my teacher uses both sides, and he told us try to do both sides, but for me it doesn't work. Left side is good. So if I try to force myself and do the right side, I might just mess my letter up. So if you find both sides comfortable, mashallah, you've mastered it. Okay, mashallah. Brother Fahim, brother Farhan, which side? Say the letter and tell me which side you used.
Yeah, dad. So I use
mashallah. Both sides? Yeah. Mashallah, very good. See, we've got two people who uses both sides. Mashallah. What about brother Fahim?
Board.
Say again, sorry.
Board.
Mashallah. Which side?
Both sides.
Mashallah. So that's it. So all of you are following my teacher. I'm the only one. I'm the odd one out. I just follow my left side. I can't do both sides. Anyway, that's nothing to worry about. Now we've done dad. I'm just going to do it again. When the back part of your tongue touches either side or one side or both sides of the back touches the gums of the back 5 teeth. Yeah. Now everyone's mastered it. Everyone said both sides works for them, and I've heard the letter pronunciation, and it's very good. MashaAllah. We'll go to the next one. Okay. Now this one, Qaf, Kaf, and Dad, they are the back part of your tongue. These makhraj are the back part of your tongue. Yeah. So we've mastered that. Let's go to the middle part of your tongue. Middle part of your tongue, there's 3 letters. There's Jim, Shin, and Ya. They come from exactly the same place. Qaf, Kaf, and Dad, they come from the back part of your tongue, but it's a different place. One soft palate, one hard palate, one molars. But Jim, Shin, Ya, they all come from the same place. Okay. But it's just, you just master the difference of a sound. Okay. They all come from when the middle of the tongue touches the hard palate. Okay. Okay, who can tell me when the back of the tongue touches the hard palate, what letter comes? We just done it today.
Qaf.
Is it Qaf with the 2 dots or Kaf, the smaller one?
No, it's the bigger one. It's
the bigger one. Qaf.
Yeah, the back part.
No. Okay. I'm gonna ask the question again.
Okay.
Okay. The back of the tongue touches the hard palate, not the soft palate.
Oh, it's Kaf.
Kaf. Okay, it's Kaf. So we have to be careful with this one. Otherwise, if we bring the Kaf too forward, it becomes Jim, Shin, and Ya. Okay, when the middle part of the tongue touches the hard palate, it's Jim, Shin, Ya. But when the back of the tongue touches the hard palate, it's Kaf. Okay, so I think it's becoming too much. Sorry?
No, just one question. So do you know when you said the back part of your tongue?
Yeah.
So for me, the notes that I took, the back, I've put it as the furthest back part of your tongue touches the palate. I've made it as a Qaf, and if it comes slightly ahead of that, then it's a Kaf.
Yeah, mashallah, good.
So, but what you're saying is it's the, you know what it's the palate bit that I haven't quite got. In terms of
okay. Imagine this is your mouth here. These are your front 2 teeth. I'm not very good at drawing. These are your front 2 teeth. Okay, that's your tip of your tongue, and this is the back of your palate where the tongue goes and finishes. Okay, imagine. Now, this is your the tongue. Sorry. So imagine this is your palate, this is your head, okay? So this is your palate on top, this red line, and I'll make your tongue a different color. Who asked me this question? Brother Fahim, yeah? Yeah, okay. So this is your tongue. This is your tongue, okay? Now, Qaf will come from here, the furthest part of the tongue, okay? As soon as it touches the soft part of your palate, okay? Soft part of your palate is just before where your tongue finishes. Do you know, if you try to put your finger inside, you can see there's hard palate, and at the back is very soft. So when the back part of your tongue is touching the soft palate, you just basically your tongue just touches the top. You don't have to get it forward, you don't have to get it backward, you don't have to roll it. Okay, that's when Qaf comes. Kaf is just a bit more forward, okay, but the palate is still soft. But it's close, it's next to the hard palate. That's why I said, can you see my writing? Next to the hard palate. Okay? Hard palate starts from here. Jim, Shin, and Ya comes from here. Is that clear?
Yeah, I'm with you now. Jazakallah.
Okay. If you want, listen, I don't have a problem. If you want, I can cross everything off and I can explain it again. I've got time.
No, Jazakallah. I've got that now. I was just a bit confused, but now that you've done this way, I understand now.
My drawing is not good, but I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so Qaf comes from here. Brother Kibriya, you can get a little hint from here, but inshallah, end of the lesson, I'll do it in detail with you. Qaf, the letter Qaf comes from the back of the tongue when it touches the soft palate. Basically, the palate exactly on top of that back part of the tongue. Okay, so the palate is there, tongue is there. It's like this. Qaf. If you come a bit forward, okay, it's kaf, but it's still touching the soft palate, but it's a bit forward than kaf. This is the middle part of your tongue. Okay, this is the middle part, and this is the tip of your tongue. Okay, so from the middle part of your tongue, there's 3 letters come, but they have to touch your hard palate. Jim, shin, ya. Jim, shin, ya. They come from the middle part of your tongue when it touches the middle part of your palate. Basically, top, bang, top. Middle part of your tongue is here, my knuckles. Middle part of my palate is here, my inner knuckles. It just touches like this. Okay. Okay, that's it done. Qaf, Jim, shin, ya. Any question? Can everyone just say these letters and see exactly where it's coming from? It's gonna come. It's not like dad. Everyone differs. These 3 letters are gonna come from the exact same place, middle part of the tongue. When it touches the top palate, top middle palate, just see if you can pronounce it properly. And I'm gonna listen to everyone, please. If you need any help, I'm always here to help. If I have to explain it again, I'll do it. Okay, brother Fahim, ready?
Jim, sheen, ya.
Okay. Could you tell your middle part of your tongue was touching the middle part of your palate?
Yeah, but what there is, with my mouth, I struggle to get my tongue to touch the top part. So
it's okay, as long as, do you know, the thing is that the full middle part doesn't have to touch the full palate, as long as some part touches it, as long as the sound comes out right. Okay, these are for people who, if I try to, do you know makhraj? As long as you've mastered your makhraj, we don't really think exactly where the letter is coming from. We only think if we want to master it. Okay, we have to make sure that middle part of my tongue touches the middle part of my palate. But after you mastered it, you don't really think about makhraj. There's other rules we think about. Yeah. So as long as, because you've said the jim shin ya properly to me, it's okay. Yeah. Bro Farhan.
Ji. You want me to say, okay, jim, shin, and ya.
Okay, I want you to put a, can you remember, do you know when you say jim, shin, ya, you can't really, it's not phonics. These are the letters. I want you to say the sound of the letter. So at the first lesson, okay, I told everyone, how would you find out the sound of a letter? What do you put in the front?
This is the
alif with the, yes, mashallah. You put alif with the fatha, because like lam. When I say lam, I say 2 letters. I say la and m, lam. But the sound is not m. The sound is al. Can you see? When you say lam, can you see there's a m at the end? Lam. That's not the sound of the letter. The sound of the letter is a l. So al. So when you say al, you can exactly point out where your tongue is touching. When you say aj, you can see. So just say all these and see exactly where the makhraj is. Just put a alif hamza with a fatha at the front.
Do you want me to do that now? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Aj, ash, and
ay. Can you tell middle part of your tongue, middle part of your palate?
You know what it is? For me, it's a bit strange because it touches a bit of the hard palate, but I don't know why my front, you know, my
it's okay. Hard palate, middle palate is hard palate anyway. Middle part of your palate is hard. The back part of your palate is soft. So middle hard is okay, as long as you're saying the letter properly. Okay, but because what some people do, some people they say, okay, let me just ask Brother Kibriya, then I'll otherwise I'll forget. Brother Kibriya, middle part of your tongue, this makharij.
Okay, all right. So I've tried saying the names of it. So jim, shin, yeah, but not.
Mashallah.
It doesn't touch the palate. However, when I say ja, sha, ya, then it touches the
because that's the sound. That's the sound. Ja, sha, ya, or aj, ash, ay.
Yeah, and if I say, if I add the alif, then it becomes more closer to the top.
Yeah. Let me just take you to the. Can you remember I done this in the first lesson? How to find makhraj of a letter. To find the makhraj of a letter, we add a alif fatha at the beginning. Okay, or we can just put a fatha on the letter itself, like that brother Kibri said, ja, sha, ya, or aj, ash. We do that, then we find out the precise location. Anyway, mashallah, very good. Should we do? Let's just do the front part. Let me just do both. Okay, let me just do these. The front part of the tongue. So we done the back part of the tongue. We done the middle part of the tongue. Let's do the front part of the tongue. Tip of the tongue. I really want you to finish all the makhraj today, but I don't want to overload you lot. Okay. I want you to finish it today. So next lesson is our last lesson for module 1. I would have tested everyone, then we would have started module 2. But inshallah, we carry on in module 2. So if we do the last makhraj on the 4th lesson, I'll listen to you on the first lesson of module 2, inshallah. Okay. I don't want to put too much, then it doesn't get perfect. So we'll just do the front part of the tongue, and after that we'll do the 6 places where we stretch, and then it should be okay. Then we'll just finish the lesson, inshallah. Okay, any questions so far? No, it doesn't. Okay, Ra.
No.
Okay, Ra, Noon, and Lam. These 3 letters, they come from the front part of the tongue. Red. Okay. Now, the front part of the tongue, it's not the tip of the tongue. This is my tongue. Okay, this is the front part of the tongue. This is the front. This is the middle. This is the back. Okay, this is the tip. So it's not the tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue, they've got ta dal ta, va dal ta. That's different. Tip of the tongue, the makhraj is different. Front of the tongue is this part, and this part, or this part. Yeah. Ra, when the front of the tongue touches the gums of the front 4 or 2 teeth. Okay. I think it's called incisors. Those. So I'll draw the teeth, the front 2 teeth, the square ones, and then you have 2 small at the side. Okay, not the sharp ones, not the sharp ones are called canine, not the canine. Okay, so we take these 2 off. We take this one off and we take this one off. So these are the front. Okay, these 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when the front part of the tongue touches the gums of these 2 teeth, or these 4, these 2 or all 4, your gum is here. So when the front part of the tongue touches the gums of 2 or 4, however flat you want to make it, Ra comes from there. But we have to make sure when we say Ra, we don't do 2 things. We don't roll our tongue, and we don't vibrate the sound. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. The tongue, we don't roll our tongue, or we don't vibrate. We don't say. Some people do this. They roll the tongue. They make it too hard. We don't have to make it hard. Look, Ra, ar, rah, ar. So your tongue touches these. This is the front part of your teeth. This is the front part of your tongue. It touches like this. Okay, it touches like this. Now we have to make sure we don't roll our tongue. I can't really bend my fingers, but we don't roll our tongue, because then what happens? Ra. This is the hard way to say Ra, and that's not the makhraj. And we don't vibrate. We don't say ar-rahma. We don't say ar-rahma. We don't say that. We say ar-rahma, ar-rahma, ar-rahmanir-rahim. There's going to be, remember, there's always going to be a very less vibration, very less, maybe like 1 or 2 taps. It's okay, because unless you master Ra so good, then you might still have 1 or 2. But it's better than having 5, 6 vibrations. Yeah, you'll get 1 or 2. Don't think it's not perfect. It's good. 1 or 2 vibration is good, but don't make those vibrations last for too long. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. So not Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. No, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Sometimes I vibrate once or twice. Sometimes I don't vibrate. So it all depends on, I don't know how it is. So I want everyone to say ra or ar, see exactly where the letter's coming from, the front part of our tongue. Okay, not the tip. Not the tip, the front part. Just behind the tip. It touches the front 2 or the front 4 gums. The gums of the, not the, it touches the gums of the front 2 or front 4 teeth. Yeah. So let me just do it again. These are our front 2. These are front 4. Okay. And then you got the sharp ones on the side. We don't worry about the sharp ones. Okay. So it touches the gums here. I want everyone to practice it, and I'm going to listen to everyone. You can put a hamza at the front, or you can just put a fatha on top of the letter ra. Is it okay? Brother Kibriya?
Yes.
Okay. Are you finding it hard, or?
I was doing it while you were talking, and yeah, it doesn't really, the front part doesn't really touch the back of the gum for me.
Not the back of the gum, the top of the teeth, basically where the gum is. Ra, ra, ra.
Oh, okay, not the gum part.
No.
Okay, ra, ra,
Ar,
ra, ar. Yeah, okay, that touched. Like when I said
yeah.
ar, it's touching the back of the teeth, just near the top. Ar,
okay.
Ra. Nun.
Wait. An.
Nun
is.
Sorry,
nun
is, that's the letter. Yeah. Sorry.
Basically, what happens? Let me just draw our tongue here. When it comes to ra, lam, and nun, is how wide you spread your tongue. Let me give you an example. Ra, we only touch the front 2 teeth or front 4. Yeah. Okay. When you make it a bit wider, it becomes nun. When it's front 6, when you add your canines, an. When you make it a bit more flat, it becomes nun. When you make it more flat and you get the front part to touch another 2 teeth, altogether it becomes al. Okay. So ra, you only touch the front 4. When you make it a bit more flat and you try to touch another 2 teeth, it becomes an. It becomes a na. When you make it more flat and you try to make the other 2 teeth happy and touch them, it becomes another letter. It becomes al. So I want everyone to practice that. These 2, if you add it, it becomes lam. These 2, if you add it, it becomes nun. These 4 are ra. The teeth, the gums of the teeth. It doesn't have to exactly go and brush against your gums, as long as it touches. And gums are, do you know this is your palate? Okay. I can't really draw 3D, but your palate is curved. Anything after that part and your teeth, you can call it as gum. Okay. It doesn't have to be exactly on top of your teeth. Just a bit higher is okay. Okay. And it doesn't have to brush. Just for you to get a rough idea where exactly the letter is coming from. Brother Fahim, ra, nun, lam, are you okay, or? I'm
going to give it. You know what? I find that I thought I had ra quite good, but after listening to this, it's a vibrating bit that I'm trying to control. So
it's okay. Do you know the vibrating part is going to stay? Okay, vibrating part, it takes a long time. It takes a long time for the vibrating part to go. The vibrating part doesn't change the meaning, so don't worry too much about it. The only thing is we shouldn't let it vibrate too much. We shouldn't say ar-rahma. We say ar-rahma. If there's 1 or 2 vibration, it's okay. Okay, because to get rid of the vibration, it's going to take a long time. Like I said, sometimes I still vibrate. Okay, but it's just one vibration. So don't worry. As long as you know the exact location where the letter's coming from, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm quite. Yeah, I think I'm quite.
Okay, noon. Did you understand when I said when you become more generous with your tongue, then noon comes. When you become a bit more generous and you want to touch few more teeth, then that's where lam comes. Okay. Is that clear with everyone?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay.
That was quite
Okay.
good. I got that.
Okay. Okay. Brother Fahim, can you tell me? Can you say the letter Ra?
Ra.
Put
Yeah.
a alif fatha at the beginning, or just say Ra with a fatha. It's up to you.
Ar.
Mashallah. Yeah. Ar. Mashallah. Brother Kibriya, the letter Nun. The sound of the letter Nun.
And
Nun.
oh, sorry. Just Nun. So and
yeah, just the letter Nun.
Na
or an.
Na or an.
Can you see? Yeah. Can you see your tongue is becoming more generous than Ra? It's trying to touch another two. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brother Fahim, Brother Farhan, Lam. Can you say the sound of the letter Lam?
Yeah. La.
La or al? Say al.
Al.
Okay. Okay. Can you see it's touching more or less 6, 7, 8 teeth? Can you see?
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely touching more teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when your tongue becomes a bit more, it wants to touch more teeth. That's how the letter changes. So when it touches less, it's Ra. A bit more Nun, a bit more Lam. Okay. Is that okay, or do you want to do a bit more makhraj, or is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm happy for you to do the tips of the tongue.
Who's that? Okay, let's say what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share this slide. Do you know the other slide I sent last Wednesday? Just delete. Just don't use that because I had to update a few things. Okay, because this is a very old slide I'm using. Okay, it's like a year old, so I'm changing a few things to make it easier and cater for beginners. So the other slide, just ignore that. I'm gonna send this slide today, inshallah. Just follow this one. The tip of the tongue, Brother Fahim, let's keep it for next week, inshallah. Okay.
No problem.
If you wanna do it, you can. It says there when the tip of the tongue touches the inside of the top front teeth, gums of the front two teeth. Okay, the tip of the tongue. You can. It's nice if you sit at home and you try to learn in advance. Okay, what I'm going to teach next week, so it makes it easy. If you want to do that, you can do that. Why I'm not going to do any more makhraj, because I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9 makhraj today. Okay, so I don't want to put too much on you, then it becomes too hard. I just try to, inshallah, all 3 of you try to master these 9 makhraj, and next week when we come, we'll do the rest of the 6 makhraj we've got left. Oh no, we've got 9 makhraj left. So we do that next 9. What I want you to concentrate on the last part of this lesson is 5 minutes we should be done, inshallah. Last week, can you remember I told you there's 6 places where we don't stretch at all. Okay. I didn't have my slides, that's why I had to handwrite it, but let's do it today. Fatha. When you have one fatha, rafa'a, we don't say rafa'a. Normally, Bengalis or a lot of Asians, we do that. We try to make a lot of things long. Okay, but remember, Quran we have to read the Quran, not our cultural way, the way it was revealed to Prophet Muhammad Islam, and the way the Arabs read it. Okay, so one fatha, if there's one fatha or zabar, whatever you want to call it, we don't make it long at all. One kasra or zer, what you want to call it, we don't make it long at all. Do we say ibili or ibili?
Ibili.
Brother, ibili, mashallah. So, okay, rusulu, one dhamma, we don't make it long at all. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide because these are recap from last week, so I'm not really going to spend my time too much on it. Two fatha here, 2 fatha. Why my pen is too wide? It's too fat. How do I take you back? Okay. Okay. The tip of my pen is too wide, so anyway, I can't make it thin. But I'm talking about these 2 fatha. Okay, 2 fatha, abadan, we don't say abadan, no. 2 kasra, we don't say masadin. Masadin, ism tabbat yada, masad, yeah, ahadun. Qul huwa Allahu ahad, we don't say qul huwa Allahu ahad, no. Qul huwa Allahu ahadun, ahad, yeah. That's done. The 6 places where we don't make long. There's another 6 places we do make long. Can anyone tell me what we make long? There's another 6 places. One is stretching fatha. Okay, you have a alif, or you have a alif with a long fatha. Now, if it was a flat fatha, we don't make it long. This flat fatha, we don't make it long. But as soon as this flat fatha becomes a standing fatha, we have to make it long. So we don't say ah, we say ah. We don't say abba, we say ah. If a ba has a standing fatha, Brother Fahim, what do we say? MashaAllah, very good. Okay, so, the same thing with standing kasra. Brother Farhan, alif with a standing kasra.
It's one alif long, or
standing kasra at the bottom.
Oh, kasra. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. E, mashallah, very good, mashallah. And then Brother Kibriya, this is called a upside down dhamma, okay, or inverted dhamma. Okay, normal dhamma is like this. We say ooh, we don't make it long. But when it becomes a upside down one, what do we say?
Ooh.
Ooh. We just make it 1 second long, 1 or 2 seconds long. Okay, just to this one is not long at all. This one is 1 or 2 seconds long. That's it. There's 3 more places after fatha when there's an empty alif.
Yeah.
Okay. After fatha when there's an empty alif. After dhamma when there's a waw sakin, and after kasra when there's a ya sakin. Okay, after kasra when there's a ya sakin. These are the only 6 places. I didn't mention it here, these 3, because when we go to stretching, I'll explain this properly. But alhamdulillah, all of you seem to be very clued on, so I don't really have to spend much time on stretching and non-stretching. But the problem is, only knowing the rules isn't enough. When we read Quran, I know standing fatha, we make it long. Standing kasra, upside down dhamma, after fatha empty, after dhamma waw sakin, after kasra ya sakin. These 6 places we make long. There's another 6 places opposite. We don't make long at all. Yes, knowledge is good, but when it comes to practical reading Quran, are we implementing it, or are we just reading it how we were taught when we were young? Okay, so what I want to do is, alhamdulillah, everyone, we've learnt a lot, mashallah, in these 3 lessons. I want everyone to choose one surah from the last 10 surahs from the Quran. Ideally, Inna Atayna or Qul Huwallahu Ahad. You choose any. Read it with all the makhraj we've learnt, and read it with all the stretching and non-stretching we learnt. Okay. Next lesson, inshallah, I'm going to test everyone on the surah. Okay. Now, let me just, hopefully, it shouldn't be hard. Let me just show you. Let me just see if I have a Quran picture on my screen. Photo. Yeah. Sorry. How do I change my photo? So far, is it clear, or is there anything needed explaining? So look at this. 𝗁إِذْ قَالَ. Now I'm going to read a normal way with wrong mistake. Allah forgive me, but I'm just going to show how people read. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِي لِمَ تُؤْذُونَنِي. They just making anything long, but the Quran is meant to be like this. I'm starting from here. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِي. Yeah, I only make long where I have to make long. Otherwise, the Quran is flat. لِمَ تُؤْذُونَنِي وَقَدْ تَعْلَمُونَ أَنِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ إِلَيْكُمْ فَلَمَّا زَاغُوا أَزَاغَ اللَّهُ قُلُوبَهُمْ وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. Not وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. Don't make everything long. Yeah, this will come inshallah when we practice. Okay, when I first started reading, my reading was like that, normal traditional reading. Yeah, practice. Do dua to Allah. Practice. Get one. The main thing is dua to Allah. If Allah doesn't help us, we can't make it perfect. We do dua to Allah. Allah, please make it easy for me. I'm trying to learn Quran. I'm trying to please you. I'm trying to read the way you reveal to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Please, Allah, help me. Okay. When we start reading Quran, we say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim." Allah, protect me from the shaitan, the rejected one. Allah will take shaitan's whispers, shaitan's all the things, thoughts he puts. Allah will take it away. Then you say, "Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim." Oh Allah, I'm reading Quran. in your name. I want your help, the most merciful, the most kind. Now, first what you done, you ask Allah to move shaitan away from you. So there's nothing around you. Then you ask Allah, Allah, now I need you, I need your help. And then you start Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You are going to struggle. Remember, the person who reads Quran perfect, okay, they get reward. But the person who struggles, they get double the reward. Why? Because you are struggling, but you still tried. One for trying and one for getting it right. Okay. When I read Quran, I don't try. I just read it because, alhamdulillah, after a lot of years of practicing, I'm in that level where I'm not showing off. I'm just saying I can read Quran easily. But when someone else, they can't read Quran easily and they're trying, Allah is rewarding you one for trying. And Allah is rewarding you second one for reading it right. While I'm going to get only one reward for reading it right. You get two rewards because you're trying and you're reading it right. Okay? You are going to make mistakes. Don't worry. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your motivation. Practice, practice, practice. It'll make you perfect. Okay? So what I want everyone to do, choose one surah for next week. Inna atayna or qul huwallah. Or if any other surah, alam tara, whichever other surah. Practice it with all the tajweed, with all the makharij we've done, and with all the stretching and non-stretching we've done. Okay? Practice it every day. Read it 1-2 times. If you want to read it to one of your siblings or anyone, read it to them. Tell them if they can correct it, if they see any mistakes. And inshallah, like that, every now and then I'll listen to you on next Wednesday. And every week, I'm going to start doing one surah or one line of the Quran. Okay? So whatever rule we do, we add that on. Whatever rule we do, we add it on. We add it on. We add it on. And then we're going to read one line of Quran. We'll have 30 rules inside there. Now you only know makhraj and you know stretching and no stretching. That's 3. Then we're going to add qalqala, bouncing. Then we're going to add sulma. Then we're going to add ikhfa, like this. You do gunna. Then we're going to add this, add that, add this. How to stop? Why are we going to stop here? Why are we going to stop here? And inshallah, in one line, you'll find 30, 40 rules. Inshallah, okay? But keep going, okay? Practice. And that's it for now. Any questions for Brother Farhan and Brother Fahim? Any questions? Because I'm going to stay with Brother 𝗃𝗄𝗃 for another 5 minutes maybe. If you want to stay, if you want to hang around and listen to 𝗃 and 𝗃 again, you're more than welcome. If you don't want to, you're more than welcome to leave. And I'll see you inshallah in the next lesson. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, yes. For me, I'm just struggling, you know, where you said about where you make it long. That bit I was struggling with it a bit, you know, where you have to standing fatha and all of this, you know, because I always learn Zobor, Zen and all of that, so I don't, it's kind of confusing.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to explain again. I'm going to explain again. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you want me to explain it with Zobor Zer Pesh, I can always explain it with Zobor Zer Pesh, because now it's like a modern era. Everyone uses fatha. When I learned it, I learned Zobor Zer Pesh. But now when you say Zobor Zer Pesh, sometimes people think, oh, you are Indian types, Indian style teaching. We want Arabic style.
I'm trying to learn the proper one.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I can teach both ways. I have some students, I teach them Indian style. I have some students, I teach them Arabic style. It all depends on what you want to learn, how you want to learn it. Both of them are right. Saying Zabur is 100% right. Saying Fatha is 100% right. It all depends on, it's okay. It doesn't really bother me at all. And I'm really happy you are asking questions. It shows that people are engaging. Where was it? Oh, yes, that's here. Yes, that's here. So, do you know this standing Fatha? Standing Fatha, Brother Farhan, is exactly Khara Zobor.
Yeah.
Okay. So Khara, what happens if Alif has a Khara Zobor?
You have to make it 1 alif long, innit? You
have to make it 1 alif long. So how would you say this box to me? 2 letters, they have a Khara Zobor. One has a normal Zer.
Yeah. So ayati.
MashaAllah. Now look at this one. The second box. This box. Alif has a Khara Zer.
Yeah.
You make it long. Yeah. And then this box is called Dhamma, upside down Dhamma, or inverted Dhamma. But in the other way, it's called the Ulta Pesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ulta Pesh, what do you do in Ulta Pesh?
You make it, is it 1 alif long? No, not alif, right? It's to make it long one.
1 second, 1 second, 1 alif is, yeah, you can say 1 alif. 1 alif is equal to 2 seconds or 1 second. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly 2 seconds. It can be 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, we don't really count it. We just measure with our thinking. Okay, so we can, in here it's going to be ayati, because there is a what is it called, kharazabur and kharazabur. Yeah, in here the first letter alif has a kharazir, then lam has a kharazabur. Ilafi. In here there is no kharazabur or kharazir, but there is the ultapesh. How would you say this word?
Yarahu.
Yara.
Yarahu. Is that yeah.
Make the ha a bit longer. Yarahu.
Okay.
Yarahu. If you say yarahu, if you just say
Yeah.
yarahu, it sounds like the ha has a normal dhamma, normal pesh. Okay, but we want to different, make it different. No, ya and ra, no stretching. Ha, yes, stretching. So yarahu. Now you can tell those first two are flat. The third one is a bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that okay, or you want me to explain anything else?
No, that's fine. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Brother Fahim, anything I have to explain? Or is he gone? Like, still there?
No, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, no, just I'm going to stay and listen to your
Okay.
off and
Okay.
get-
Don't mind if I have to explain this. Sometimes I might have to, because I have to cater for everyone. Sometimes I might have to say Zobor Zer to explain to some people, because that's how they've been learning. Sometimes I'll say Fatha Dhamma. So don't mind if I go to that part, then I come back to this part. Sorry, okay?
Yeah, no problems with me.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's, Brother Kibriya, should we start?
Yep.
Yes. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay. We've done, okay, let's go to Qaf and Kaf. Are you happy with, is everyone happy with Dad, Jim, Shin, Ya, Ra, Lam, Nun? Yeah?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Okay, okay. So let's go to Qaf and Kaf. So Qaf and Kaf is when the back part of your tongue touches the soft palate. So wait, let me just get a pen. Okay. This is your tongue. Okay. No, let me just set to side. This is your tongue, yeah? Now this is the back part. This is the tip of your tongue. This is the front part of your tongue where your mouth is, yeah? I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this back part of your tongue. The back part where your tongue finishes. The furthest you can go. That's where Qaf comes from. So when this part of your tongue touches the exactly top, right on top, the palate right on top, okay? So imagine your palate is here. This is your skull, and this is your palate. So it touches the exact, it just goes up like this, Qaf. See, Brother Kibriya, try to say the letter Qaf, or Qaf, and see.
And
No. This one, Qaf, the big one. If you say, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the letter Qaf, say that. MashaAllah. Okay, now when you said Qaf, now you can say Qa with a fatha, or you can say Aq with a fatha, alif with a fatha, and see where the letter comes, where you can feel the letters, the sound of the letter coming from.
So if I say with the fatha, then it's Qa, and it Aq. So I can feel
Aq. No.
Okay, sorry, yes, Aq.
Yes, that's the one.
So when I say
where do you feel?
I could feel it right near the back, and when I said Aq, it was a bit more further forward.
Yes, mashallah. That's what I wanted to know. Now, let me just. I don't know why I done this line. Okay, let me just take it yellow. Okay, now Qaf comes the furthest you can go. That's where Qaf comes from.
Yeah, so I could feel it more at the back.
Yeah. I don't know why. Let me just do this. Qaf. Okay, Qaf is here. Yeah. Now, if I bring it a bit forward, Kaf is here. Okay, Kaf is still touches the soft part of your palate, but it's a bit forward, a bit more towards your, basically not as far as Kaf, a bit more forward. Yeah, Kaf, Ak, Ka. Can you see?
Yeah.
What I'll do is, and then So are these two? Okay, and then this is the middle part of your tongue. Jim, Shin, Ya comes from here when they touch their top palate, and then you have other front part, Ra, Noon, Lam. They come from the front part of your tongue. Okay, not the tip of your tongue. Okay. Is that okay, or do you want me to explain it again?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Now let's go over the text. Okay, Qaf. It says Qaf when the back part of your tongue touches the soft palate. Okay, we done that. Kaf is similar. When the back part of your tongue touches the soft, palate, but it's not the soft palate, the far palate. It's the palate which is more towards the hard palate. Yeah, next to the hard palate. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So let me just wait. Actually, I have a picture. Yes, I remembered. I have a picture. I think Brother 𝗃𝗂𝗃 sent it last week or someone. Can you see here?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've totally forgot I had this picture. Okay, mashallah. That's very helpful. So can you see Qaf is far away?
Yeah.
And Kaf is a bit more towards. Now, what they do, you don't have to roll, or you don't have to you don't have to roll your tongue. You don't have to push your tongue. You just let your tongue automatically touch what's on top of it. So the tongue touches exactly what's on the part of the palate which is on top of that part of the tongue. Okay, so this here, this is the furthest, and this is a bit more inside, and this is the middle part of your palate. This is the middle part of your tongue. Is that okay?
Yeah. So
okay.
So when I did the Hamza and I can feel it right at the back.
Okay.
So so there is.
Okay, is that okay, or anything else I have to explain for today's lesson? Or
no, shukran.
So far,
it's good enough.
Happy. Brother 𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗀, Jazakallah for joining. And anytime you need help, you can ask me. You can ask me on the group. I think last week Brother Fahim asked me something. You can ask me on the group, or if you are not comfortable, you can ask me private message. My number is on the group. You'll find it, Farouk. My number is on the group. So if you want to ask any questions, or you can just send a voice recording, or you can just send a text message. I'm always here to help. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I'll see you inshallah in the next session next Wednesday. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Wa alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.